How's it going, Steve? How's it going? So, today I'm just going to stay live as long as I can possibly stand to and see if I can get myself up to 200 today. What's going on, John? Let me turn the volume down on my TV. I put it on the TV so I could see you guys. But we're going to be doing the same old, trying to be honest, I've never emptied this and I don't know how to detach this. But I know it is jam-packed full. I don't want to break it. There we go. Oh, what's up, Brian? Everyone, Brian is one of my coworkers. Are you off today, Brian, or you got the closing shift? Oh shit, I didn't know you were moving. Not a lot. I will admit, like I said before, I am kind of a loner, but I do have to interact with people at work, so there are a few people that don't drive me absolutely fucking nuts, and Brian happens to be one of them. So. Shit, I'm gonna have to drill more plugs. gotta figure out where I put all my plug cutters. Yeah, I would say probably at least like 85–90%. What did I do with? Oh, here we go, right here. Get my 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. There's my 3/8. I gotta find a new system to organize this. I use this bin as like my most commonly used bits, but it's gotten to the point where I have too many commonly used bits, so gonna have to redo that. Thanks, Aquaman. I have to move the laptop for a little bit. Does it have enough battery I can unplug it? Yeah, we're good. So you staying in Fort Collins, Brian? What's up, Beardy? So you staying in Fort Collins, Brian? What's up, Beardy? So the beauty of doing this is I'm going to be able to eat up a bunch more scrap. I did manage last night to finally burn through the other barrel. So I've got, I don't need goggles for this. Up. And it's going to be plugged in. I need to make a new handle for this. When I brought this back from Nebraska from my parents' house, when my dad was storing it for me when I lived in the apartment, I ended up breaking the handle off. It still does the trick though. I'm gonna go keep that. Yeah. Let's see, what can I unplug here? Hacking sucks. Have a good nap, John. I feel like that's not completely centered. There we go. I think it was John Malecki the other day. I saw use one of these plug cutters in a hand drill. I was thoroughly impressed. I don't think I've ever seen anyone successfully manage to do that. Anytime I've ever tried to do that, it just squirms all over the place. Damn it. I don't want to cut all the way through and have to pop all these out. Oh shit. Yeah, not a good idea. Sylvia, say hi to Brian.
Hi.
Brian's on my screen.
Hey, Brian.
If you can't hear, Sylvia says hi, Brian.
I'm thinking I might have to wear a secondary pair of shorts for my party.
Yeah. Why?
Because, look. They look good on me, but I don't.
They look fantastic, but I'm not sure.
Should be walking around my kids like this.
Yeah. Your kids might not bring as many of their friends to the party if you dress like that. I love you.
Bye, Brian.
He didn't send you down to the nurse's office. He just super glued it himself. He's like, I'm not getting in trouble for this. That's hilarious. Ah, too far now. So these planners that I'm working on, Brian, I made these like 2 years ago, and I never fully finished them because they're basically an exact copy of a famous YouTube woodworker, Matthew Peach. basically everybody and their mom made these. So I got 3/4 of the way through, realized I wasn't going to be able to sell them for the time that I put into them and stopped. But now I've come to the conclusion that it's better to go ahead and finish them, sell them for whatever I can, get them out of my shop, so I have room for other things. Mainly my machinery is going to move on to the bench that they've been collecting dust on. That's where we're at with that. Let's grab a flathead. There you go. I thought about bringing 1 or 2 into work to donate to the Children's Miracle Network, but I don't know. I was a little bit frustrated because 4599 is doing the raffle, or not the raffle, the craft show. And I suggested we do the same thing and was basically told, well, you should just donate all of your items. And like, I'd be down to donate an item or something, but I'm not trying to donate everything. But I don't know. I may bring 1 or 2 in and donate them. Because it is a good cause, but I'm not trying to give it all away. What tool is in the drill press? So this is just a plug cutter. It's just shaped like that. And it just allows you to cut plugs out of whatever material you're using. So if you're making something out of walnut, you can cut walnut plugs and have it all match your project perfectly. And it's a hell of a lot cheaper than going and buying plugs from Woodcraft or Home Depot or wherever you might buy them. So. They're a little bit of a pain to get out of here once you cut them, though. Yeah, then it just basically produces that. Just a little perfect little circle plug. Another way I've done these in the past is you can take and you cut all these on the drill press, and then you take it over to like the bandsaw and feed it through like this, and then all those plugs will just fall off all at once. So, a couple ways of going about it. Probably fill up this little deal because I've got, let's see, 2, 4, I've got 10, 11 more planters to finish up today. Then we're going to be moving around some equipment. So the hole saw is a little bit better because it's got that center drill bit. These just kind of serve a different function. each has its own use. And I'm sure if you ask Milwaukee, their whole size, I forget what they call theirs. They've got some fancy name for them. I think it's like the whole dozer or some shit like that. I've got one here in a little bit. I'll look. I picked one up because I still want to make that spray paint rack for Sylvia. I cannot see how many people are in the live in this vertical format. I normally do all mine through the computer and just use the phone as the camera, but can't quite get that set. You don't get fed all the new people this way. Today I'm just trying to rack up the watch hours and crank up my viewers. Hoping that I can reach monetization within a year total. I think I'm about 3 months in. I've got, once I hit 200, I'll be 40% of the way there on subscribers. But I'm not even quite to 300 hours yet. I think I'm at like 235 watch hours. I need to go through and make some of the playlists, like I think it was Van Lott was suggesting doing the playlist. So people can just throw it on and listen to it while they're sleeping or whatever. Or while they're working in their shop. So Brian, I see your channel is called Something Robotics. Do you do content on your channel? If you're still here. Or see how long I can possibly stand to do this today. I think some of my longest lives have been like 3 hours, but I think I can do that today. For sure. coffee. Sweet. Sounds like I have a whole lot of people in here, but if you're in here, go subscribe to Brian, Palladium Robotics. Good dude.
Cutting close.
Yes. I know, super exciting content.
Watch out, guys.
Last night on Discord, I was told that my channel would be far more successful if Sylvia just sat here and roasted me the whole time I was working.
And if it roasting you.
And it's kind of true. The one time I talked her into reading me the comments during Turning Tuesday, she had everyone far more engaged than I ever do.
Anyway, I'm gonna go try to brainstorm one of these. I see these shorts that have ribbons that hung to the side, like all the way down, like tassels.
Yeah.
I think I could take and tighten them that way. I don't know.
I think after this one, I'll go back and add these plugs to a couple of the planners, and then we'll bounce back and forth so it's not too boring and doing the exact same thing over and over again. Brian, that is impressive that you're packing now. Although when we get ready to move, it's probably going to take just about a month to pack this whole place. So we went from the tiny little apartment to this giant house. And now we've decided we have room for everything. So we just drag everything home and buy every last thing in the land. Throw pillows for every season. Blankets galore. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start just cutting these on the bandsaw. Should be a lot easier. Oh, we gained one. We're getting there, crew. It's weird because I've been noticing, even with the people I subscribe to, you don't interact with their page. YouTube just drops your subscription. It treats it like it was. I really do want to move to a smaller place, though. Especially now that our boys are getting older. You know, Kevin, he's still with us, but he basically keeps to himself. And then our oldest, I don't know if you've ever met Alex, but he pretty much has moved out. He still has a bunch of his shit here, but we actually cleared out his room to start building Sylvia and Craft's room. But we definitely don't need this much space. We'd be better off to move to like a studio apartment. Just save a shit ton of money. Alright. Got a handful of that done. Should give us enough to keep going for a while. Me and Sylvia have thought about doing that. We've thought about moving to or buying a fifth wheel with Walmart being able to just travel everywhere. Go spend like 6 months in one place and go to another 6 months somewhere else. Just travel the country that way. With Walmart, we'll always have a job as long as we keep moving around. Give me this little tap to help them expand the hole. That one didn't work. Let's put it on the side of it too. Let it dry for a little bit. There we go. Go ahead and we'll sand these other 5, let that one dry. One more piece there. Watch your ears. I'm gonna have to kick on the compressor for just a hair. What's up, Mudheart? Stand this side down. Bring it up. Probably should grab my goggles. Contact with sawdust cannot mix it up. There we go. Safety squints are for. I have done my fair share of safety squints. We got one more side of sand, and then we got one more side to plug on this one. I can turn on the compressor. One of these days, I'm going to get a big air compressor that I can fill up before I start a stream and not have to have it Also, I did want to give a shout out to Weekend at Benner's. He got his pin yesterday that he won on Turning Tuesday. He did a mail call. Gave me a wonderful shout out, so thank you, Benner. If you guys aren't subscribed to his channel, go check that out. He's doing a lot of really cool storm chasing stuff. He's out in Missouri and he's like chasing tornadoes on live. It's pretty wild. I haven't been able to catch any of them live, but they're pretty awesome. He's a good guy. So. The cool thing about Benner, on top of the storm chasing lives, is he's a big supporter of the whole community. I've seen him on just about every single person's lives. I've seen him donate to just about everybody. Anybody from Bearded Viking to little old me. In fact, I believe he's well, I take that back. Not your average Woodworks or not Ken John is very first one who donated to my channel. But Better's one that consistently has entered my raffles and always there to support. Surprised he's not on right now. Seems like every time I go live, he finds me. Knock these down a little bit lower so I don't have to sand tons off. This one's almost done. Definitely am going to be selling these at a deep discount because I'm not proud of the way these have come out. I'll attach the top here. did pick up new screws. I figured out the reason I couldn't find them at Depot is because they are sold in loads. So I did not end up. Oh God, I'm hurting today. I don't know why I say today. I'm hurting every day, but I gotta quit being a bitch. Just work through the fucking thing. Want to get myself back to being able to work around 70 to 80 hours a week, 35 to 40 in my regular job, and then do another 35 to 40 here. The goal is for this to become a full-time job. I feel like I'm hitting a screw there. Maybe not. Some of these are further along in their finishing process than others. Some of these I'm pretty sure I already have the holes plugged on. Just gonna work on one at a time. Get that damn bench cleared off. Those I think I need to chisel flat. Should be able to just go right at it. Wow. Start here. Let's try to go a little bit above the surface so I don't like gouge the actual turn piece. Let's take a hair off of it. Oh, this stream is going to be brutal. I'm not very far into it. Hey. Yeah, I'm hurting pretty bad today. But I decided I gotta quit being a bitch and just get out here and just fucking do it. So I'm attempting to stay on as long as I can possibly stand it. It's good to see you though, man. Pretty awesome. Where again are you from? I know you're not in the US. Welcome to life, yeah. I've been suffering with bulging disc in my neck since I was 26. So, about 10 years of chronic pain. And it just never goes away. Some days are better than others, but in general, I'm pretty much always in pain. So, learning to try to take better care of myself. Denmark. Nice. That's pretty sweet. I'm just trying to do this stream, see how long I can go. I've got endless amounts of work to do, so I can just go and go and go and go. They're the same planners I was working on the other day. I've got 4 over there completely done. And then working on the last 11 today. I'm kind of hoping I can last long enough that I can do some segmented turning blanks. I would like to glue up a few things, turn some bowls. I've only turned maybe 2 or 3 bowls in my whole life. The probably the coolest thing I've ever turned. Well, I don't know, but one of the coolest things I've ever turned was a about 18-inch long bong. It was glued up in a checkerboard pattern with walnut and maple. And that thing turned out really cool. So, yeah, full completely missed. What have you got going on today, Ben? You got to work? What am I doing? Trying to recreate my life, or my short from the other day where said the damn it, Andrew. Growing up, my mom used to get mad at my dad. She told him that he had to quit telling me Andrew damn it, or I was going to go to school and tell people that was my name. Now I'm pretty sure my wife says the same thing. Nice. Hanging out with dad is never a bad thing. I wish I got to spend more time with my dad. He's out in Sydney, Nebraska, about 2.5, 3 hours from here. And with my back the way it is, that drive just kills me. So I basically only make it for like Thanksgiving and sometimes here and there, but not very often, not nearly as much as I should. Maybe one thing I like about YouTube, I feel like you guys hold me accountable. Because I had to open my big mouth this morning and say that I'm going to do a marathon stream. So now I feel like I got to do a marathon stream, no matter how shitty I feel. It's like built-in accountability. It's pretty sweet. I'd say my health is one of my biggest holdbacks to doing this as hard as I want to. One of the other cool turning projects I got to do was I got to be part of a state historical restoration project for some old teacher's house in Dublin, Colorado. So they wanted all of the spindles for the front porch turned to match. And that was a pretty fun job. They turned out well and they were happy in the end, but I was definitely over my head on that. I was super young when I took that on. I'm honestly amazed that I got approved to do that as young as I was. I was in my early 20s when I did that. But any of those historical restoration projects get kind of wild. Get that grain lined up, facing the same direction. Do all those little tap to expand in the hole. Down a little bit. things down. Even the ones that I'm putting putty on, I'm gonna paint. Read above. Benner, what's going on, buddy? I would love that, Ben, because literally pretty much everything I've learned woodworking wise has been self-taught. When I started woodworking, YouTube wasn't what it was or what it is now, and so I just basically kind of ran with it and got the tools and started playing around and learned. When did you sneak in here, Benner? Hey, Benner, would you mind throwing some of these people's channels up? Send over a lathe with instructions from Denmark. That shipping might get a little expensive there, buddy. Oh, grab the next one. Woohoo! This one looks like we are plugged and sanded on the sides. So all I gotta do is top on this guy. Heck yeah. Really, I just hook up my air hose and blow this out. Being a smoker, probably not the strongest lungs. Oh, I forgot. Benner, I'm doing this as a vertical live to try to get new subscribers. So I learned from Sarah this morning that if you're in a vertical live, the only way you can post clickable links is if you're doing it from a laptop. So I will have to do that shortly. Let me throw Ben's link up there real quick because Brian, if you're interested in turning, Ben is the man when it comes to that stuff. If I can remember how to do this. Bear with me, folks. How do I did it earlier. There we go. Share channel. Copy. And then go back to mine. Oh, good. You were able to find it. actually, it was Sylvia that was able to figure out how to paste it. So Benner, Palladium Robotics, that's actually one of my coaches. He's a great guy. And Brian Benner is probably one of my biggest supporters on my channel. One of the day one brothers. So. Forgot to show you though, we're making progress. We're not going to have a wall of planters in the background. We're going to have tools on that bench instead of that bench. And then I can do the assembly of all the trellises on that. I'm determined to get through that today. I think it is doable. Feels so ridiculous that I started all these, got them this far, and then quit. It's really not going to take much to finish all these. I mean, it's going to take probably 4 or 5 hours, but still not that bad for all things considered. You have a good one, Ben. Thanks for stopping by, man. Good to see you. Benner, that business card holder, pin holder, that thing is sweet. Excited to see that. Hopefully, after I get this wrapped up, I can finally get the stand for your bat name. Get that bat sent out to you. You feel like John for a while? The planter king? I just want to get John selling some stuff. That's my only thing. I just want to see him make a little money off of some of the stuff he's building. Even if it's just like recovering the cost of materials. I don't know if I ever did convince him to start posting or not, but he makes some cool stuff. I know he can sell it. You might as well. I know he said he's taking a nap because both the kids kept him up all night. This is all I want to do today, but an hour and 28. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go grab a smoke real quick. I will be right back. And we will continue. All right, I'm back. I didn't lose anybody while I was back. Holy shit. I half expected to. We're going to go outside of the garage to have the smoke. Holy shit, it's bright out here. Might go to the front porch. Oh, there we go. Ugh. So what do you got going on today, Benner? Sarah, she's alive. Yes, she's very much so alive. I met her sister last night, actually. Just yard work. You can come to Colorado and do yard work too. I've got a forest of weeds in the backyard I got to take care of tonight once it cools down. If I can get through all the shop work. gonna try to make it at least 5 hours through the stream. No, she's back in Arizona. She left yesterday. She's back home. So. I missed Vice's 400 giveaway yesterday, though. Luckily, I didn't win and miss out, but still would have liked to have been there for it. But we'll see. We'll keep pushing. I don't know. I think I'm gonna save my next giveaway for 500. Of course, I'll keep doing the Turning Tuesdays, but you're not a Discordian. At first, when I started getting on there, I didn't like it because I feel rude interrupting people. And I've just learned that that's the only way to be heard on there, is just kind of force your way into the conversation. We'll see if we can get... You'll get there. I was flipping through your channel the other day because for some reason I'm not getting anybody's notifications. I'm not getting BB's notifications. I'm not getting Vice's, yours. And I checked. I used to enjoy Reddit, but I get banned every other day when I try to put stuff on Reddit. When I put stuff on Reddit, like for some reason there's some... Unless you read every single rule for each individual subcategory, I end up getting banned. I swear the moderators for each Reddit group are like former hall monitors from high school that got picked on. But otherwise, yeah, Reddit has more reach than just about any of these platforms if you're brand new. You can post stuff and get 100,000 views within 2 hours, but I somehow miss one of the many rules that they put and end up getting myself banned. So... Brian, you're also welcome. There's a part on all the YouTube pages, the community page. You're always welcome to post your stuff on my community page just to get it seen a little bit more. Obviously, I'm pretty small time right now, but hopefully someday I can get up there. I know, Chad from Frozen, he's actually, I think he has like 12,000 followers, and he does like movie reviews with his family. I'm trying to remember his channel name. Sequilibrium, I believe, is what it's called. I'll have to see if I can find it and post it one of these days. He's a pretty funny guy, and his family is too. It's pretty crazy that I'm even doing this, though, because I literally haven't done any form of social media whatsoever since MySpace. That's the last time that I posted anything whatsoever. So All right, let's get back at it. Tunes going in my ear. I'm using my work phone for music. Might as well get something out of Walmart, right? I've been thinking about using it to record non-lives while I'm on live. Make it easier to edit. Did I show you this thinner? What I found under the lathe the other day? It's like a completely finished cutting board. I don't know how it ended up under the lathe, but fully finished cutting board. On to the next. Woohoo, we got another one that's fully plugged. I think we're gonna have to get out the shop vac to deep cobweb this one a bit though. I have not seen Kyle's yet. I'll have to check it out. How big is Kyle gotten? Is he monetized yet, or? Benner, can you throw Bearded Vikings on there? You got to check out Bearded Vikings. There's obviously far bigger creators than him, but I am yet to see anyone that makes money like this guy does. He basically, he does a build every night and then does a raffle with a spin for the people that are watching. And I shit you not, this guy makes, on average, I would say anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 a night in the super chats. It's the wildest shit I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like it. Oh shit, this one's like done, like 100%. Some of these were done. Basically need cleaned up. That's sweet. That might make this live a little bit more interesting if more of these are like this. It won't take as much to get through these stacks. But I can start moving tools. That'd be dope. And he does it like, he hasn't been as consistent as he used to be, but he used to do it like every single night and with the same results. But it's funny because I see these guys do like, they'll be bragging about how they get super chats and stuff, and they show like a video of one of their lives, and they get like $2 and $5 super chats, and this guy every night gets like 50, 200, 500, like insane amounts of money. We got to the point where I was asking, I'm like, is there cocaine inside these boxes? Is this really a cocaine smuggling ring? Don't get me wrong, he does some amazing, beautiful carpentry, but it's mind-boggling that he's got people donating as much as they do. But I think it's not just a matter of the woodworking itself. I think it's he's built a community where we all support each other. We all have a common goal. So it's really cool to see. You gotta check it out one of these days. This one. Alright, we're gonna have to go make some more plugs. We gotta go make more plugs. This one is not plugged. I think this time we'll do like I was talking about and just cut all these off on the bandsaw. I got myself back up to 177, only 23 more to go, folks. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Hit that like button. I'm just refusing to lay around and wallow in self-pity and pain and just feel shittier about myself for not doing anything all day. So we're just going to keep pushing all day long. Oh, and Brian, this next week, I don't know if I'm going to do a pin for Turning Tuesdays. I think I'm going to be doing, well, I don't think. I'm going to be doing a lightsaber. I'm going to turn a lightsaber instead. So that one should be pretty damn cool. I might still do a pin, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see what the wife's plans for the night are. If she wants to go out, I'll probably just do the lightsaber. If she's not trying to go out, then we'll do both. Sounds good, Benner. Have a good night, man. Brian, by no means feel obligated to stay the whole day, man. I'm worn out watching myself. Can't imagine. Especially since I'm doing production work today. Not the most exciting life. Do one more stick here. I hate when I go too far. The lightsabers are something me and Sylvia used to make when we made 420 pipes. You used to be able to smoke out of a lightsaber and a baseball bat. I don't know if I ever showed you that stuff or not. Typically don't advertise how they work. But me and Sylvia actually did that for almost 5 years. We made wooden pipes. Sold them all over Colorado. We were in both Smoky Monkeys, Kind Creations, The Joints, Rockin' Robins, Up in Smoke, basically every shop in town. Hey Cheryl, how's it going? Good to see you. How are things going today? Today I am just trying to push myself to push through the pain and just keep going as long as I possibly can. So we're going to see how long of a live I can string together. All right. So now we'll take these over to the bandsaw and we'll cut these off here. Let's see, we'll set you up on the table saw. They don't normally like having that much blade exposed, but we won't cut all the way through either. Oh, and I forgot I added a pigtail back there, so I have to constantly punch it in. So there's the trick. A whole handful. There we go. A couple of those have been cut as deep, so they can come all the way through. That one I might have to buzz one more time. Much easier. Now we got a whole little tray. All right. See, I got some of these are plugged already, but not many. Well, this doesn't even have screws. Hey, Eric. What's good, man? Just having a long day trying to fight through the thing, get some shit done, and end the day not feeling like a piece of shit for doing nothing. I did figure out where the screws were sold. They were Lowe's screws, which explains why I could not find them at Depot. Yeah, that's basically why they sat in the corner forever. Because I was like, I'm never going to be able to sell these things, so I just quit 3/4 of the way through. So I think everybody, as soon as Matthew Peach dropped his video on these years ago, made a batch of them and. Well, that does not work that well. There we go. I gave a couple to Sylvia, and she's used them. But what's up, Joseph?
Brian asked for your number. Can I give it to him or not?
Who?
Brian.
Sure.
All right.
Hey, Brian, if you happen to still be listening, just please don't let Melissa know that I gave you my phone number because I refuse to give her my phone number. Tell her that I will not give anyone at work my phone number. So, just FYI. Unfortunately, I learned that the hard way. A couple of the people from Remodel got real pissy about that too. They were like, "Why would you do that?" I was like, "It's just something I don't do. You can ask my direct manager. I don't give her my number either." So it's not a common practice. I've had bad experiences with it in the past. What's up? How's it going, Blake? Almost 2/3 of the way through. Getting there. I almost didn't even hear Sylvia over the sander, and then I had an earbud in. Cut a little bit low. I like to knock them down so there's not a ton to sand off, but I try not to get them completely flush, because usually if you try to cut them completely flush, you go a little bit under. All right. This will be number 7 finished. So they got the top screwed down. I think it's time for another cigarette there. Woo! It is hot. Dust mask. What's with a dust mask? I don't need no dust mask. I smoke 2 packs a day. 2 packs a day ain't gonna kill me. I don't know what is. I could burn up a shredder if I actually did all the shredding I need to. But I made it through 7 of the 14. Got that stack to go, and then that bench is finally clear to move the spindle sander. Probably just gonna do the spindle sander, the scroll saw, and the miniature drill press. And we'll probably figure out something different for the router table. But see, and I'm wanting to like throw these in the trash. I think they look like shit. In fact, the other day I got frustrated. I listed on Marketplace for free and then took them back down. So, I don't know. Are you asking if I ever have a day off, or are you asking Blake Family Creations? Where are you at? Today's my day off. That's why I'm out here. Michigan. The problem is like here in Colorado, if you go on Marketplace, there's probably 20 listings for these stupid things. So, yeah, I don't know. It's been that's why they've sat in the corner for so long, because I was just like, no one's gonna buy these. But I might throw them up for like 10, 15 bucks and see if people will come grab them, just to get rid of them. But I gotta get them at least finished up. The other thing I was thinking is we're doing the fundraiser at work for Children's Miracle Network. I might just go ahead and go drop them off there, and or at least a couple of them, and let them sell them there for the fundraiser. So, and maybe just put like a little card stapled to the inside of them that says these were donated because they don't meet our strict quality standards, and you know, then maybe people look at them and be like, oh, well, they're better quality than anything I could buy at Depot or whatnot. So I can't imagine what his actual quality standards are. Because, like, look at that right there. And like that. Now, granted, these have been setting for like 2 years, so of course they're going to warp a little bit, but one of the biggest things I've learned from this project in particular it's my stress relief from working 60 hours a week for the man. Yeah, I can't stand my job anymore. I work for Walmart. I used to be salaried. I stepped down. I have like 100th of the responsibility I used to. But I think the problem now is compared to what I used to do, I used to be in charge of the overnight stocking crew as the salaried manager. And so I was in charge of stocking the entire building for a $120 million Walmart. And we were in charge of making sure everything was clean. 4 a.m, all the pickers would come in for the online shopping. They have to make sure all that was up and running correctly. Make sure the bakery was running. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on, the responsibilities of that job. And now I went from having like 60 associates to now I have one associate that I'm responsible and myself. And I'm just bored out of my mind and I can't stand it. I actually did that yesterday with Eric, actually. It's one of the biggest fatal flaws of woodworking. A lot of us do it. I know I'm not the only one that does that. We all like to point out our flaws and mistakes in our work. We're good at it. So. Whew. God. Oh. But that job further vast. What's the word I'm looking for? Further made my neck and back problems worse. At the time, I was working probably minimum 60 hours a week. I'd go in at 8 o'clock and usually not get out of there until 10 to 1 and then be back at 8. But I will say I don't miss the drama because when you're at that level, it's just constant drama. At least once a month, I was in an office on a phone call about some sort of ethics thing for either myself or someone else, and 99% of it was just bullshit. It wasn't actual problems. It was just someone being a snowflake and not wanting to be told to do their job. All right, let's get back at it. Add the screws to hold the top trim on. Sure, yep, we're good. I usually try to line these up right where I use the pin nails to nail it together. That way you're only getting one mark. And usually you can even drill, if you do it just right, where it covers up the marks from the nail gun. I gotta say, I got pretty depressed when I did I don't know if any of you guys saw my videos on going full-time woodworking. It's pretty depressing because I looked at it, and to replace my income, and I don't make anywhere near this amount of money, but factor in overhead and taxes and everything else, to bring home the same amount of money, I need to be bringing in around $120,000 a year woodworking, which, especially doing that on top of working 40 hours a week, is going to be extremely hard. So if I can get things rolling to the point where I can get even half of that, maybe I can step down, and then that'll make it a little bit easier for me to get to that point. Yeah, no, Eric, I lose subscribers on a regular basis, and what I understand is exactly what you were saying. If once you subscribe, if you don't interact with that channel, YouTube, I don't know if they assume it was a mistake or if it was a bot or what, but they automatically unsubscribe that person. So definitely makes the growth more of a challenge, but I am noticing the longer I do this, the higher I get in that subscriber count, the closer I get, or the easier it is to gain subscribers. And I think part of that is just purely the human brain. When they see a channel that has 20 subscribers, they're like, okay, this is not that interesting. But once you get 100, they're like, oh, 100 people like this. Maybe I might like it. Once you get 1,000, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm more than likely going to like this. 1,000 other people do. So the easier it gets, the further you go. But I got stuck right around, I think it was like right around 130. I didn't move for like a week. I would gain a couple, I'd lose a couple, gain a couple, lose a couple. I'm kind of stuck there right now, right around like 175, bouncing up and down from 175 to 177. I think you're doing all the right things, though. A lot of my subscribers come from going to other people's lives and just conversating and getting to know people in your area of interest. Because I hate to bring this up because I feel really dorky saying this, but do any of you guys know who Gary Vee is? He's a marketing social media guru, I guess you'd call it. But basically, how he's explained it is that social media is over. It used to be that if you had 1 million subscribers and you posted something, YouTube or Facebook or whatever would show that content to those million people. Now, if you have 1 million subscribers and you post something, if your subscribers aren't looking for that type of content, it doesn't show it to them. It doesn't just automatically show your subscribers your content. It has to be relevant to what they want. It's more interest media rather than social media now. So it's more so it sucks and it doesn't, because also it gives you the opportunity where if you make a great piece of content that provides a lot of value to the viewers, it's possible that on your very first post on a brand new channel or brand new account, that post could get 1 million views right off the bat without having any subscribers. That's completely the key. Later, Brian. Thank you for hanging out so long, man. I really appreciate it. It's actually kind of cool to have a few people that I actually know in real life stop by. So I'll see you. I'm in tomorrow, so I'll see you then. Have a good day, man. So yeah, it gives you more of a chance, but it also means that you have to produce quality content, which is not exactly my strong suit. A lot of my content is kind of half-assed thrown together. So. Ugh. Make this one just a hair deeper. There we go. I don't know, gang. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go as long as I wanted to today. This has been a long life for me already. But I am getting encouraged by the fact that I only got 7 of these sitting over there. But 7 is how many I have done, so I'm about halfway. But it does feel good. It helps with the depression to not be sitting around feeling sorry for myself, wallowing in pain. Whatnot. tighten that up a little bit. Yeah, there's super tall ones. I have thousands of these little discs everywhere. I just can't wait to be done with this. Clean my shop. Not that it needs it or anything. Didn't nail any of these corners on this one for some reason. I don't know why. There we go. Just tighten all those up. If you guys like watching the Urban Explorers videos, I watched one this morning where they toured the old Sears headquarter building. That was actually really cool. I guess it didn't actually officially close until COVID. And when they went in there, they found all sorts of like old Craftsman tools were still in there. They had a bunch of the catalogs and a whole bunch of the shipping stuff. I guess they basically sent everyone home during COVID, and then just no one ever returned to this gigantic office complex. It was really a cool one to see. Another cool one I've seen is the Denver VA hospital and the old one. But I always love watching those. I kind of want to do it myself, but I feel like I'll be the guy that gets the ticket or gets arrested for trespassing. You guys remember my short from yesterday when, or a couple days ago when I said Damon Andrew? I did it again. Frickin' put all these plugs in without putting the screws in. I drilled the holes just for the sake of fucking drilling holes. See if I can pull these out. That's probably part of the reason that's one rock on me. Aye. Yep, no screw in there. That's sweet. Good job, Andrew. Okay. Way to go. Just gonna put extra holes in the project just for shits and giggles. Couldn't figure out why this top was so loose. And now we know. Luckily, to catch it early, you can still pop them out. If I work quick, I should be able to pull all these out. I tried to screw in a little bit. Not that I've done this before and have any experience with fucking things up. At least the other day when I did this, there was only like one or two. This one is the whole top rim. It explains why I wanted to move around on me. Aye. Here I thought I was almost done with this one. I would love to get back into doing log furniture. I used to do some when I was younger. I haven't done that in years. What the fuck is this? That was some of my first exposure to woodworking, actually. I did it with a neighbor. See, this is one of these that makes me want to give it away. Be like, if you want the fucking thing, come take it. This is looking like shit. It's a realtor showing the house, a couple doors down. All right, now we can put plugs on this. I'm saying I did. No, that's fine. Good enough for who it's for. After this, I'm going to take one more smoke break, and then I'll knock out 2 more of these. And then I'm probably going to go eat lunch. I don't think I'm going to make it, but no, 8 or 12 hours. Like my crazy self thought I would in my head. But I should have gotten some damn good hours out of this one. Been on here forever. Coming up on, we're just hit 3 hours. Hell yeah. I'll show you guys the neighbor's boat. is probably worth more than my life. I will say, to his credit, he takes really good care of it. He keeps it in his garage, and he uses it all the time. Let me show you guys real quick. I don't want to like be weird and creepy, but check that thing out. Thing's ridiculous. Yeah, I think after this one, guys, I'm taking a break. I'm losing focus quickly and just making mistakes. So I need an actual break, not just a minute cigarette break. So we'll finish this one up. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll hit these other 7, but I'm getting these damn things done today. Sand this shit flush. And we'll be done for now. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna have to take a break for a moment. I will be back. I have to get this done today. Not go another day without having these out of the shop. So we'll be back, and I will see you guys later. And then after I get all this shit done, then we'll actually be able to do something a little more interesting. I'm sure this has not been the most thrilling live. So thank you guys for hanging out. I'll catch you later.